All right, and I think we're live. Let me go and check something real fast. Okay, there we go. Much better. Much better. Okay. All right, this is Dead Man Live, Mr. Dead Man Live. We're be talking about some things tonight. First thing we got to talk about is Mr. Metokur nuked his channel on YouTube. I talked about him last week. Mr. Metokur. If you don't know who this guy is, great content, hilarious dude. But you know, when you have too much fun, you put a target on your back. You know, when you talk about certain people, certain communities, certain places, I make too many jokes. People try to get rid of you. You know, it went a little too far. Maybe on Epstein. I don't know about that. That's a long story short. I guess long story short is this. He was streaming on D Live, and he got X on D Live because he's about to talk about Hong Kong. And if you don't know, D Live is a streaming service. You might know about it from PewDiePie going over there. But guess who pretty much owns D Live? China. Guess what they don't want you talking about? Hong Kong. China doesn't want anybody to talk about Hong Kong, which is why you don't really see it trending on Twitter. Yeah. It's why it's kept under the radar right now, which is scary. You know, you think these lefties out there, these people who are all about like humanitarian rights and whatever, would be screaming about it because it's right there. You have police brutality probably escalating, even as I speak right now, escalating to a level that it's going to get very violent. It's China, right? But of course, lefties will look the other way. Commies love commies, right? Man. All right. So, yeah, Mr. Metokur. Enjoy his stuff. And because he's gone, I think it's only right to, one, show where he's at now. At BitChute. He's over at BitChute. You see, after he got the strike, he got X off D Live, his YouTube channel got a few copyright strikes. Or copyright strikes, no. He got a few strikes. Community guideline strikes. For some bullshit. Old videos, right? People trying to hit him while he's weak, while he's down. Okay, there's blood in the water, sharks come out. So he's like, fuck it. I'll just nuke my channel and go over to BitChute and go there. Alright. And that's what he's doing. This is where you can find him. You can see his videos are still up. You know, he has internet insanity, which is great. Hilarious stuff. Deviant art. I love that series. And of course, Tumblrisms. That's a classic. You know? It's a work day. I work in the morning, but we're down channel. Let me take a shot. All right. That's what I do. You don't even know me, and that's okay. Gentleman Jack, by the way. Anyway. So let's get into this. Man, I want to talk about GameStop. I want to talk about some horror stories and share my experience about GameStop. Why? Why talk about GameStop? Because it's a sinking fucking ship at this point, right? I mean, look at this. Look at the stock. I think this tells the picture. This is all you really need to know if you really want to know the numbers here. This right here, what you're looking at, is the stocks overall. Let me scroll down just a bit. Overall stocks, max. Starting from 2002. So like GameCube, Xbox time. Okay. All the way to present. And you can see that there's two giant spikes. The rest is just downhill. There's this low moment right here. Y'all ever heard of a PB&J burger? Oh, man. Monica, now you're going to be ruining my burgers? No, is it good? I'll try it. Like, is it peanut butter and jelly with with just a beef patty, because that actually doesn't sound too bad. But yeah, man, these stocks are horrible. Look at this. And now at this low moment right here, oh my God, it's embarrassing. $3, $3.65. Oh God, GameStop is a sinking ship, right? I'm a vegetarian, but I've heard it's good. You know, I know many vegetarians. I know a few vegans actually that they'll say they're vegans. Of course, this is when I used to work at a psych facility. They'll say they're vegan, so they get like a special meal, a special tray. But when it came time for fajitas, it's not fair. You know, when you get a plate of fajitas, the sizzling meat with the right spice, sometimes, you know, your stomach is like, that's too good to resist. So let me ask you, how vegetarian are you? Will you even pass up that? Will you pass up a plate of delicious ribs, sizzling fajitas? I'm not trying to tempt you. I guess actually I am. I guess I am trying to tempt you. Trying to know how dedicated you are to to being a vegetarian. Okay. Yeah, GameStop is sinking ship. Of course, you have articles here. GameStop lays off over 100 people, including nearly half of Game Informer staff. Why don't you just get rid of them? Game Informer, that's still a thing? That's still a thing? Who's reading Game Informer anymore? I can eat eggs and dairy. Well, there you go. So ice cream is still available. Yes, there's a score there. That's good. Can't say no to ice cream. And you get eggs, so you can get some maybe some breakfast burritos. Just not no sausage in it. I don't know how you like your eggs. All right, GameStop. It's the struggling retail chain laid off 100 employees today. Oh, let me ask Monica. So, what's your experience like with GameStop? Let me expand it. EB Games and GameStop, because I used to work when I worked for this company. It was back when it was EB Games, where I worked for EB Games before it was bought out by GameStop, I should say. Because GameStop existed at the same time as EB Games. They were like competitors or whatever. But EB Games sold out. GameStop bought them up. They're practically the same thing. They're so identical. The difference is what? But here we're at like the lowest moment, I think. I don't know if it's going to get... Well, it's definitely going to get lower. But I don't see another spike. See like this? See, look at this. The stocks are low, 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 low. Around here, 2007, 2008, what was happening? What caused it to spike like that? You know, that's the question, right? Why spike like that? Good question. Let's see. 2007, 2008. What are some of the big games of 2007? I can't remember. Oh, Halo 3, Mario Galaxy. Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. Oh, yeah. Okay, that is a great time. And you have 2008 following that. Was that GTA? What are some of the notable releases there? Let's see. In 2008, you have Grand Theft Auto 4. Okay. You got Fallout 3, big title. Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay. Little Big Planet, Gears of War 2. Yeah. I mean, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Okay. So you have some good releases. There's some hits right here. But then 2011, around this year, like what 2009, 2011, this is just almost dead. And it's revived around this time. And now it's like that's the lowest low. Let's look at what it looks like this year, for this year. Look at this. For the beginning of this year. Not even for the beginning of this year. For like late, what is it, September 2018? And it's going down. I don't know. I don't see it coming back up. I really don't see it coming back up at all. I mean, there's a bunch... The industry has changed so much, right? There's digital releases now. Which, let me ask you this. When was the last time you got a physical release? And I say this and I said this before, that I prefer to actually have a physical copy of the game. But then that all changed when I think, what was it? When the Halo Master Chief Collection came out, and I was like, oh, I could just download this right now. Why go to a store and pay for it when I can just download it? And since then, digital downloads. Like, I don't have to leave the house. I could be drinking beer and buying games or playing games. Great. Fantastic. And sometimes I even get it on discount. Things like Steam. Oh, Steam is great. I'll just get on a discount. Hit up a sale, you know? Fucking great, man. And and the other thing is too, consoles. Like, I really have to ask myself, what is the point of an Xbox or a PlayStation 4? Like, what good exclusives are there right now? I mean, there's Halo for the Xbox, right? But is that enough to keep me? I haven't played Halo in a while. Unless I played Halo 5, but last time I played it was like sometime, like maybe last year. Maybe, I don't know. I saw a video of some lad barbecuing hot dogs at an animal rights protest. Spider-Man PS4. Spider-Man's fun. Spider-Man's a good game. Are you talking about the new one? See, I haven't played that one. Gotta check it out. But when did that come out? Is that this spike right here? Because there's a slight spike in January 2019. What is this? What came out then? What came out then? Was that? It wasn't Fallout, was it? It wasn't Fallout. The shit one. And then a huge drop off. Which, man, there's so many reasons why GameStop just fucking sucks. And it's not just GameStop. It has to do with the industry too. Because when these big companies pump out shit games and want us to play them, expect us to actually buy them and tolerate that stuff. And you have a shitty return policy at GameStop where, nope, can't return, can't refund. We'll give you store credit and then shit credit too. What, a $60 game gets you what at GameStop? Maybe $30, probably $20. It was horrible, horrible stuff. And combine this with this article here, the laying off like 100 people. It's bad. It's looking bad for them. But then you have this article, which makes me question as to why a famous investor bets big on GameStop, but will it pay off? GameStop lost 90% of its market value over the past 3 years as mall traffic dried up. That's the other thing. Mall traffic isn't what it used to be. Some areas, the malls are pretty much deserted. You know, it used to be like in zombie films, they'd have it where like the zombies go to the mall because that's where people go. But there are areas in America where like the malls are dead. They are like abandoned. I mean, maybe meth shops are cooking up there, but that's it. Oh, I'm gonna look at the chat and see. You could give GameStop the cure for cancer and get $3.42. The best is now holding pre-orders. If you get the last copy of a game, you get an open game for full price. Meth. Yeah, meth, Monica. Meth. Oh, Monica, don't go into the mall. I'm about to say, Monica, you'd probably be on that shit. Oh, man. And then you're right, Infrafan. Now holding pre-orders. In fact, I got a story. I'm going to be giving a bunch of personal stories of GameStop. See, yeah, I'm going to be sharing some horror stories you probably heard on the internet before, but also a lot of it's coming from personal experience. Okay? A lot of this is going to be coming from that. And I worked there for 4 years. One of my first jobs. It's not my first job, but one of my first. There's a story behind that. But, yeah. Some shitty practices all the way through and through. And let me finish reading this, and I'll get into that, actually. So we have a crazy investor who wants to bet big on the GameStop, I think just for the brand alone. If they buy it, I don't see them keeping up all those stores, right? The Bears claim that the GameStop was the next Blockbuster. It is, right? Isn't GameStop the next Blockbuster? When Netflix came around, Blockbuster didn't take it seriously. But then, a few years later, it's done. I mean, that's the same thing here with video games. It's digital. And then there's even streaming services for video games now. The market's not what it used to be. You don't actually have to go to a physical place and buy something. Is that weird? Does it create a weird future? It does. But the future has actually already been realized before several times, even in things as old as, say, Brave New World. Brave New World had that, or let's say, go Star Trek. Yeah, I mean, a digital era that has been thought of before. Way, way before its time. And that's where we're in. That's where we're in now, man. I'm not sure what's going to happen to GameStop, but apparently someone wants to buy it and do something with it. I don't know what they plan on doing with it. This article's not really saying what, but all right, we'll see. We'll see. Okay. Let's shift gears. Let's get personal. Let's get personal. I'll leave this here just for a bit for anyone who's interested. All right, let's get personal. All right. So yeah, I used to work at GameStop, or actually EB Games. I actually left a pretty decent job for a high school kid, high school grad. When I say decent job, I was working at Whataburger at the time, where I can get overtime and was actually getting paid pretty decent. But I left that for a mall job because I wanted to get out of fast food and I wanted to work in a video game store. I wanted to work at GameStop. Actually, it was EB Games at the time. I was at the mall, and I wanted to go there. So I'll take the pay cut and take the less hours so I could work near what I like to do. And let me tell you something, man. I should have listened to my dad. I should have listened to wisdom there. Because just because you like to do something doesn't mean you should work with it, right? Especially like that. In fact, if anything, my experience at EB Games did it. Because of that experience, I didn't want to play games anymore. Like, the things I learned, the skills I learned through my experience, some of it's not good. Some of it's kind of grimy, pretty bad. I hate to say this, but it kind of, like, one of the skills I learned, or I guess acquired from it, is fake. And I don't want to be fake. No one wants to be fake. Who wants to be fake? But imagine working at a place, right? Imagine working at a place because you like what they sell, like video games, right? And you're told, okay, you need to push out this particular game. And let's say it's a game that that you know was a crap game. Let's say at the time it was Enter the Matrix. Okay, now I'm dating this whole thing. Enter the Matrix is out. And I think there was a Hulk game that was out, but it wasn't very good. And I was told to push that, like aggressively push it. I was like, this game is broken. The game doesn't even end. And that game didn't end. The game just sort of like ended like it was a demo because it's supposed to be like a fill in between the two Matrix movies, whatever. But I was told to push that. What? Of course, this isn't just something with GameStop. This is something with retail. Retail, they want you to be as fake as fuck. Just push any product they have out there. You got to push it. You got to sell it. I couldn't do that. I was like, man, I can't do that. If I don't believe in it, why am I going to sell it? I had a problem with that. I did. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Chris. Physical copies as well. I like physical copies. I said that before, but I kind of shifted to digital. I went the other way. There was a time and place where I used to think that upselling sucks. Upselling is horrible. It's garbage. And in fact, you know what? On the subject of being fake, just pushing a product just because it's what you're told to do. And it's not just GameStop, right? It's other retail outlets. And it's because the publishers behind it, behind driving the machine. You know, they release the games. They're telling GameStop sell these games. They want the games to sell. If they don't, the numbers look bad. Okay, then that's a problem, right? So they want to push the games. Let's say when it's a good game, no one has a problem with it. Like when it's like something like Halo 3 or GTA 5, games that sell themselves because people want them, right? But if it's a bad game, like let's say Fallout, what was it, 77 or what the fuck it was called, no one wants that game. Right? 76. Dating my time at EB Games, or let's say it was Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness. No one wanted that fucking game. People pre-ordered, they were excited about it. They wanted that game when they realized how fucked it was. They realized how fucked it was, how broken it was. That was it. That was it. The reviews were out, no one wanted it. Still, you had to push it out. Oh, no, I can't do that. I can't. They wanted me to tell people, to recommend a game that was absolute dog shit. And if I didn't, I'd be written up. I'd be like, I'll take that. I'll take that. But the good news with my experience was that the store I worked at, it didn't really actually have a manager. The managers were like come and go. Like they kept like getting fired or to just leave. So it was run by an assistant manager who was corrupt as fuck and another one who was corrupt as fuck. There was so much corruption at the store. What I learned, another skill set I learned, besides upselling, which I'll get to. I guess I get to that right now, upselling. And I'll get into the corruption part. Upselling. Upselling, man. Like, I would push, like, that stupid GMR magazine with the edge crap, the edge card. Who wanted that? Who wanted that? What, do you get 10% off of pre-owned games? Okay. Yeah. 10%. What is that gonna be, like $1? Maybe $4 at best? Nah, man. People weren't interested in that. And the pre-owned games are fucking trash. Like, okay. And I'm not really getting to the quality. Some of them are bad. Some discs are scratched up. But it's not the quality of the game or the disc that's the problem. It's the fact that the pre-owned price was dog shit and is still dog shit. So a new copy is $60, right? A pre-owned copy is like $5 less than that. Why? Why? And if you trade in, man, there's so much here. When you trade in the game, you don't even get anything close to that, right? Oh, God damn. Oh, man. I think right now I'll just shift into the corruption. That's where I want to go and get into. Oh, man. This place is corrupt. This place was so corrupt. At least from my experience, the store I worked at, so corrupt. I went in thinking, at high hopes, this would be a great job. I'm going to learn great things. Sell games, make people happy, have great experience. Maybe you talk about games all day. Nope. No, that wasn't it. I mean, there's some talk about games. That was cool when the regulars would come in. But it was other stuff. Weird, grimy stuff. Like, let's start with the trade-ins. People come in. They'll come in with like a box of retro games. Like Super Nintendo games. I was like, oh man, I understood the value of those games. But at the time, EB Games didn't sell them. Didn't see value in it. So it wouldn't even take them. Would not even take them at the one I worked at. I'm like, really? You're not going to take these? Like, these are great. What are you talking about? And if you did, it was like $1. And they didn't have any shelving space at all. Which is crazy. Because now, like, retro games are... I mean, they're high price. They're probably overpriced. They're actually overpriced in my opinion. Like, who the fuck is paying $12 for Mario? For classic Mario? That's dumb. Way overpriced. But, and that's a whole other argument. But the trading values, let's say sports games. Sports games are the worst. Let's say if you have Madden that isn't of the current year, oh, it is $1, less than $1 if it's anything past that. Oh, and of course, I mean, EB Games or GameStop, they wouldn't sell it for $1. They'll sell it for like $10, $30, maybe $40 if they can. They're getting their fucking money. The grimy as fuck about it. Retros go very high, very high. Now, there was, at the time when I worked at EB Games, there was this particular one anyway. Some stores may differ on their trading policies. They would take N64 because that wasn't so far. That was actually the previous generation. Because when I went in, N64 was kind of out. PS1 was kind of... PS1, of course, had like the longest lifespan, I think, for any console. Just about. Let's see. The Xbox One, GameCube were out. So they would take N64 games, but still, the trade-in rate was crap. It was horrible. It was so bad. There was one manager that was there for a little while. He had a kindness in his heart. He didn't last very long for this reason. He was like, man, if the trade-in is anything less than $1, let's just bump it up to $1. Because you could actually do that. And GameStop or EB Games would still make a profit off of it if it sold. Was it against company policy? Yeah, I found out that it was. I've reached assistant manager position at another store. And I found out that, that was wrong? Oh, man, shit. Oops, I didn't know. I thought I was trying to be nice. I was trying to be good about that. You know? But other corruption. Pre-orders. Pre-orders, people have a problem with pre-orders because they may not actually keep the physical copy. What happens there is sometimes they might hold a copy for a friend, or some dumbass might sell off the last copy. They don't have the numbers right. That's messed up. What's supposed to happen is the pre-order number, it goes to the publisher so they know how many they know how many orders to get. So if there's a mess up in the pre-order, most likely some fuckery happened with the employees. Okay? You can guarantee that. They won't admit to it. They'll lie to it. They'll lie about it. To your face, by the way. To your face. But another thing with pre-orders, let's say you never claim the game. Let's say you don't ever claim the fucking game. Okay. What happens then? Let's say it's a long game. Likely it's been out for a while. When I worked there, Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne, long been released. Man, this is something I saw and I was like, I can't believe this. The motherfucker, the assistant manager would actually cash out the pre-order. Cash it out. The pre-order. And just pocket the cash. Pocket the cash. What did I do when I saw that? You want to ask what the moral compass of let's see, I just graduated high school and I'm seeing this happen right before my eyes, and it's like he just hands me a $5, go get some Wendy's. Is this good? Like, is this kosher? Like, what are we doing here? Go get some Wendy's. Okay, I guess we're doing this. I mean, at this point, I already felt pretty fucking grimy. I mean, the store itself with the operating policy is what? Barely give $1 for trade-in value? And sell it for high value after that? Yeah. Let's say from the get-up, the moral compass was kind of skewed. So yeah, when I saw that happen, I was like, oh, okay, well, I guess we're doing this now. And it wasn't a one-time thing. It happened quite a bit. Man, you like that? Still from the till. That's what that was. Still from the till. They would, but of course, it would look like a legit. It would look legit because you have the receipt. You have a cashed out pre-order that someone did not claim for a long time, right? Someone put a pre-order, let's see, on something like Warcraft 3, a game that was dated a few years ago, already been released. Maybe forgot about it. Oh man, I remembered I had a pre-order here, $5. Can I have that back, please? Store credit? No, I want that back. Argumentative, and you finally just give it to them. Right? Oh, man. It gets worse, though. I mean, there's inventory things. There was like an extra copy of, let's say, of Grand Theft Auto. I think Grand Theft Auto 3 or Grand Theft Auto, what was it? Vice City? I think it was that one. It was an extra copy. Got it. Gave it to my friends. Bam. You know, they worked at Whataburger at the time, and I got the hookup there. I gave them a hookup. The other thing I realized, because the store is at a mall, one thing about a mall economy, if it's a healthy mall economy, is that you kind of do trade-ins and favors from store to store, especially at the food court. So a lot of that happened. Oh, if there was something extra in the box that wasn't tracked in inventory, oh, okay. Well, I guess someone in the upper office forgot to put this game here on the inventory. I guess it just disappears. Sell before the release date, I hear, is a big problem. That actually is a huge problem. You're not supposed to do that. That can actually, the story is, if you did that, it would get you barred or whatever. I don't know what really happens. Jeez, those numbers so messed up. No wonder publishers push digital. Yeah, with digital, you can't do the fuckery, can you? You can't do the fuckery. It wasn't that bad. But keep in mind, this store I worked at, it did not have a manager. It was not a consistent manager. It would only be in for months at a time and disappear. Get laid off or fired. So when you have it ran by an assistant manager who's corrupt, another one who's corrupt, and some part-time staff that don't give a fuck because they pay next to nothing, it's like minimum wage, and your hours part-time at a mall, maybe 10 hours a week, maybe 15, 20. You're not paying bills. You're not even making enough to actually buy the games. I couldn't afford the games. So what I did, well, I did a lot of stuff. Not too proud of. But, I learned. Jesus. This is horrible. GameStop stories are revealing that Mr. Deadman has a past of thievery. Oh my God. Lying. Well, I worked at GameStop. What do you think happened? I was trained to lie. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I hated that. I hated that experience. In fact, let me take off the shade so I can be real for a moment. I hated that experience. I really did. Okay. It's a horrible time, but there's some other horror stories I could share with you. Some things that are not so serious or criminal, if you will. Because not all bad. It's not all related to GameStop. Okay, earlier when I mentioned regulars, because the regulars kind of made the store or the experience somewhat tolerable. Okay, they do. They're the guys who come in and trade in games and banter and talk. Okay, it was good stuff. Good stuff. I'd like to share a few stories related to that. And while I do so, hey, if you have a story you want to share in the chat, your experience, especially if you ever were a regular at GameStop or EB Games, let me know what it was like. Kind of come in when, especially since it was mall, when the rush was low, and kind of just trade in or bullshit about a game, whatever. It was fun. But then there's the regulars that are kind of creepy. This one happened to be this fat balding man with a gimp leg. I didn't realize what he was trying to do at the time. And I thank God I did before it was too late. I think I almost got I think something bad almost I think it's one of those free candy sort of things. Okay? I think I almost got perped on. Dude, I don't even know how the fuck this all went down. But this fat balding man who was a frequent regular, trade in, would banter about games. Of course, it was the fucking stereotype. Soft-spoken, overweight man, had a weird lisp about him, right? If you were to see him and hear him now, you'd be like, yeah, of course he's a possible pedo. Of course, I was actually 17 at the time, whatever, or 18. So of course he's a perp. The dude, for some reason, like I said, he would linger around. He was so regular to the point to where he would banter with us even past like store hours, just talk and I guess walk with us, whatever. Couldn't shake him off. Couldn't get rid of him. Could never tell him, get the fuck away. For some reason, that's right, he wanted a ride home. He wanted me to give him a ride home. And I did that once. But he had such a weird fucking conversation. Such a weird fucking... Like, he kept on asking about how I feel about things and this, that. Like, in a way, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? Oh my God, creepy as fuck. Like, how do you like it when they treat you like this, treat you like that? I'm like, what? And, dude, hot coffee? Hot coffee. Lester the Molester? Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Asking me my personal feelings about certain things. And asking if I wanted to spend time with him at his house. I was like, dude, I think we're good here. I was like, no, we're done. I'm like, just go. Let's go. Go. I dropped him off. The next day I worked. He was in the store. Very fucking awkward. What the fuck am I gonna do? Tell everybody about this fucking creep? I gotta stay the fuck away. No smiles. No pretend time. That's why when I hear the stories about those women who say those stuff about these men, but they want to play off everything's all nice. Now, I kept my distance. I didn't play that everything was all nice. But I did say something afterwards. I pulled one of the assistant managers aside. I was like, man, that dude's a fucking creep. God damn. That's the worst story. Call Chris Hansen, right? Oh, man. I want to tell you another regular story. I mean, actually, it's not really much of a story, really. There's not really much to this guy. I mean, you come in and trade in a bunch. He wasn't creepy. It doesn't compare to the Chris Hansen story, right? But the guy got in hot water because in the kiosk, or you call them kiosks? What do you call them? The little kiosk things in the mall. There was this chick that worked there. She was cute, but kind of looked overweight. The dude was like, "You think she's pregnant?" It's like, "No, man, I don't think she's pregnant. I think she's overweight. I don't think she's pregnant." And the thing is, this chick was actually kind of cool with us because she kind of worked there, and to the point where, we'll talk a lot, and she'll come and talk about video games, kind of shoot the shit and whatever. And she was kind of flirty, but it's kind of more pushing, more cushion for the pushing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was not my. I wasn't feeling it. The motherfucker went over there and was like, "Are you pregnant?" And like, when are you due? It's like, oh my God, dude, come on. I mean, as far as, of course, he got hot water. He got in some problems there. I mean, I just want to share that because I think that lightens up the mood after the fucking Lester the Molester story. Other things to talk about would be, one thing I can share, you hear about this, is that people use GameStop or EB Games as a fucking daycare center. I like my experience. Of course, it has to be at a mall, right? When the families go there, they just park their kids in the fucking store. And this is at the time when they actually had the little game displays where you could play on the GameCube and Dreamcast or whatever. It's like, okay, so the kids are fucking tear up the controllers. You know how like there used to be a time where you go to Walmart and go to GameStop or EB Games and there would actually be a display where you could play the game? The reason why they don't have that is because kids break that fucking shit all the fucking time. So they do that stuff. And the worst part is, because there's kids in the store unsupervised, we have to watch them, right? It's not our job. Not our fucking job. But it happened all the freaking time. Parked them on the game setup, yes. But that's not the worst part. The worst part is when they're not... No, they're toilet trained. A 5-year-old's toilet trained. But he fucking pisses in the goddamn corner? whips his dick out and pisses in the fucking corner. It's like, you could have asked to use the toilet. I would have said no. It was like, use the restroom over there or something. Where's your fucking mom? You know? And when the parents come in, they buy him like GTA 5, or not GTA 5, that wasn't it at the time, GTA 3. It's a rated M. You know, it's like, okay. You want to buy this game for your 5-year-old to 6-year-old? Yeah, that's okay. It's like, all right, whatever. You know, you got the money. My dude's reading the most recent comment. Oh, sorry. Let me look at the comments here. You passed the test. Have a GameStop. When you shoot my shot, you eat into my PC recycling bin. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. What is your thoughts on Takia Wati and Nathan Fillion and Steve Edgy joining Suicide Squad? Okay. Suicide Squad. I'm curious what they're going to do with that. Because my thoughts on the Suicide Squad was that movie was pretty bad. I thought I liked it when I first watched it, but I liked Will Smith. You know, I liked Will Smith, and I liked his parts, but I didn't really like the movie. I liked the characters. So I think they could do it, maybe, but DC doesn't have a good track record, so I don't know. I think it's an interesting cast. I think they could do it, but I don't know. First 30 minutes is okay. Yeah. I agree with that. Like I said, I even wrote a review on the Deadman's Tome site saying I loved it, but I was drunk then. I was drunk when I wrote the review and when I watched the movie. I left that review up because I wrote it, and it's what happened. Okay. The character intros are fun. Then the movie starts and shit. Yeah, like I don't know. It's like the cinematography was great at times. Like they know how to capture moments, kind of, sort of, but telling a story not so much. What is that? Zack Snyder though. That's his thing though, right? He knows how to capture moments and make things look cool, but to tell a story like what's a movie? Sucker Punch. I watched that movie and I was like, this movie had a lot of cool scenes. It'd be great for like a music video. But the story, I'm like, what now? Okay. Man. Any more shitty GameStop stories to tell? Any more shitty experiences? Let's see. Oh, glitter bombs. Maybe it's because I worked at the store at the mall, but glitter fucking everywhere. I didn't understand this. You know, I'd like vacuum the floors. Of course, I'd be because I was like the runt when I first started, right? Like, where does all the fucking glitter come from? Like, the store doesn't bring in a lot of chicks. The girls that come in there are girlfriends of like the dudes that come in. But I guess that little traffic, just the girls just I could like glitter in their makeup or whatever, just all over the place, everywhere. And just so happened that the store was right next to some sort of clothing store, a booyaka, I don't know what it's called, but hot girls worked there and got close to one. She was a short Asian freak. Good stuff. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, I would have shared my experience with this because I think GameStop time is up. And also the reason why I don't know, man. I think when I talk about things, I might have words of curse. Watch this. We'll see what happens. Since I'm talking about GameStop and GameStop failing, if I say, man, I think GameStop is going to fail this year, like, watch it happen. Just watch it happen. Watch it implode. Because I think last time I talked about Mr. Metokur, I said, what if he gets nuked on YouTube? He got nuked on YouTube. Now, I'm not gonna be crazy and think like what I say actually comes true. That's absurd. That's dumb. That's insanity. But what if? So let's play that game. Let's see what happens. All right. I kind of want to shift gears and talk about AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd. What do you guys know about Angry Video Game Nerd? AVGN. Right? I mean, the guy, I think if you look at AVGN, and especially his career, he is an example of a YouTuber who knows how to just keep his shit together. He has 171 episodes. He started back in 2006, in the heyday of YouTube, in the beginning, like what YouTube started in 2005. So, not even a year later, there's Angry Video Game Nerd, and he's still around. I don't know of any drama. I don't know of any controversy other than when he made his comments about not wanting to watch Ghostbusters, which he handled that video very well. You know, the only controversy were people like Patton Oswalt who were like butthurt because he said he didn't want to watch a movie that had women in it. Not because he didn't say he didn't want to watch it because it had women in it. He just didn't want to watch it because it didn't have the cast, but whatever. You can't please everyone. So butthurt SJWs were like upset. But you know what? He didn't feed into it. So any controversy that was there, it didn't grow. It just was a blip. The people who want to cry like little babies will cry like little babies. And it's over with. So, unless you guys could, let me look at the chat. Like, are there any sort of controversies or anything I should know about? Okay, I am aware that Mike got into trouble. Now, the thing about Mike is Mike's definitely involved in the channel, right? And I believe, what did he do? I heard he showed his penis. He showed a dick pic or something, right? And I don't know if he has like an alcohol problem or something that he used to. I don't know the full extent. But that kind of shows you, right? Like, that happened. Could have been like a pro Jared moment, but it wasn't. It wasn't. How did that fucking happen? And knowing Angry Video Game Nerd and watching his stuff, even watching the Cinemassacre stuff, even though the James and Mike Mondays, whatever they call it, like, I've watched enough content where Mike's involved where I know that he seems like he's more of a wild card, you know, like something could happen, but it doesn't. Yeah, to a forum full of teens. Ooh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad. That's bad. But but Mike is still on the channel, right? He's still there. And it's like, no big deal. There was an oopsie moment, and he recovered. And the reason why I'm talking about Angry Video Game Nerd is not because I want to talk about, you know, a channel I enjoy watching, but because, like, time and time again, we see YouTubers that just self-implode. They just crumble. They destroy themselves. They have a great platform or big channel, and then it all goes to shit because of some crap. Either they, I don't know, maybe they are a channel that's not about politics and they start getting into politics. Maybe they reveal a political opinion that shoots himself in the foot. Remember, Mike has a thing for James? Maybe he does. I don't know. I think Mike runs more of the business side. Yeah, I think so too. Possibly. Let's see. So yeah, I think there's some lessons we could take from Angry Video Game Nerd. I think some of the lessons would be, working down here. No politics. I think it works well for Angry Video Game Nerd because his channel's not about politics. But let's say if it was. Let's say if you're like, I don't know, I can't think of any channel right now other than, okay, let's say you're someone like Tim Pool, okay? He talks about politics all the fucking time. That's his brand. That's what he does, right? But all those channels that do that, whether they're left, right, or whatever, however they lean, they're getting into binds. They're getting into trouble. YouTube is like attacking them left and right, right? You can't talk about politics, can't talk about news anymore. So James is safe there. James is safe there. But he doesn't talk about politics. Okay. All right. What about personal info? Mike does, not Mike, but James doesn't get very personal, right? I mean, the only thing I know of James is that he's really big into video games, in horror movies. I don't know how it would be possible if I could somehow get James Ralph on the Deadman Stone podcast and shoot the shit about monster movies. That'd be fucking great. But yeah, he talks about he does talk about his personal life when it comes to like video games, even shared childhood moments and stuff. It's very weird. Like, he is very revealing, but also guarded. Like, I don't know anything about his wife. I really don't know anything about his kids. And that's great. That's how you should keep it, right? Right? Like, I have fans. I have people that I work with through the Deadman's Tome stuff. And I'd say this not in any mean way, but I don't cross that boundary. I don't say my wife's name or my kids' names. I don't get into that. That's how you have to handle it. I mean, you see YouTubers who share their personal info, and then they get surprised when hate watchers start using that personal info against them, or start doxing their family or whatever, or swatting them, or doing some stupid stuff just to piss them off. Just don't share your personal info. Like, no, just don't do that. Well, don't feed the trolls. Yeah, he keeps it to his videos. Need a place to skip that stuff. In fact, I think AVGN even said that. James even said that, where he said, the reason why he doesn't talk about politics and controversial stuff is that his channel, his videos are an escape from that. So let it be that. And I often thought about, after I go through these things, actually maybe I should do it now. Go through these points and talk about how I could use it. The no politics thing, I could probably take a lesson from that. Every now and then I might slip and say something, but my channel, like this channel, I talk about news every now and then, and I talk about things that kind of are politically charged, maybe kind of, sort of, maybe controversial at times, but that's the nature of this channel. I try to be, but maybe I should just not do that. But if that's what you've been doing, and that's what you do, and if you handle it in a way that you're comfortable with, I'm torn here. When it comes to no politics and controversy. There's the AVGN approach, which works well. And then there's the Dick Masterson approach, which actually I guess doesn't work well because I think was banned pretty much on YouTube. But there's oh man, I don't know. I'm torn on that one as far as how to embrace that to improve myself if I were to. The no personal info, yeah, I totally get. What about don't feed the trolls? Well, let's say with Mike. Mike did that thing where he revealed his penis to teenage boys or whatever. Teenage boys, teenage girls. But that didn't hurt him. There's some other controversy. I don't know. Apparently there's a whole group. Let me pull this up. There's a bunch of hate watchers. There's a whole community of hate watchers for Angry Video Game Nerd, which is going to happen if you have any sort of popularity, as like this guy does. You're going to get hate watchers, right? As Darkside Phil would put it, detractors. Which Darkside Phil would be an example of someone who not only gives out personal info, but someone who puts his financial problems out there in the public sphere. No one wants to know that. Like, I have no problem with like asking for donations. Which, hey, by the way, guys, if you enjoy this content, want to help move that green bar from 50% to, I don't know, maybe 60%. I'm raising funds for Dead Man's Tome to help pay for covers and authors and stuff like that. But that's one thing. But to be, oh, guys, I'm behind on my payments or my house payments, or my credit is this, or my tax is this, always like putting your financial woes there. Dude, that's grimy as fuck. That is harsh. And like bringing the cat in there like Darkside Phil does. Oh my God, donate for my cat because this, that, or the other. You even have other YouTubers. I'm not gonna say names. That's the other thing. Not starting drama. I gotta take that lesson. Don't start drama. Don't get into it. Okay. But let me pull this up. Pull it up here. Show it to you guys. All right. This here is a subreddit. So it's on Reddit, so take it with a grain of salt. It's called Cinemassacre Truth Mega Thread. What is it? It's a bunch of, as Darkside Phil will call them, detractors. Who really, after looking at this, seem like a bunch of busybodies who are so petty. Who will try to go after every little thing. And when I say that, I mean, look at this. AVGN Community Rewatch, week 20, Atari 5200. So they're talking about the episode he did where AVGN did over the 5200, Atari 5200. And in this, they will critique the episode and nitpick on every little fucking thing. We're like, first angry video game nerd episode of 2007 to actually feature video games. How about that? Question mark. Already off from the start, that makes no sense. Because I'm on the Cinemassacre channel, and if I go to that playlist, that's actually not true.
Thanks for checking out this episode.
Let me mute that real fast. Let me just go down. Let me go down and show you guys. I don't want to play this whole stuff, Let me show you the 5200 one. Oh, man. Atari 5200. Okay. All right. So let me pull this up real fast so you see it. So before this episode, there was what? Before the 5200, there was Bible games, game-related, Rocky, game-related, Chronologically Confused sequels, game-related, The Power Glove, game-related, all this game-related. I don't really know of any AVGN episode that's not game-related other than the one where he talked about how he makes his episodes. So I don't even understand what this is about. Maybe the person who wrote this post is mentally challenged. Maybe. And I mean clinically mentally challenged. I mean legitly, not even making fun. Like they might actually be. I don't know. The episode, let me continue. The episode was first shown in game trailers. Blah, blah. First episode since their collaboration. Let's see. The first episode doesn't feature AVGN reviewing any games. Or at least he actually tries, but one problem after another gathers around. He never actually is able to review any of it. It becomes another one of those episodes where James acts more than just sitting in his chair. Okay, so this is what they do. They just complain about every little thing. Okay, it's crazy. But even with this, I actually had to look for this to find if Angry Video Game Nerd, if James had any detractors or hate watchers, because I didn't know. Most people wouldn't know. Hell, if you watch his content on the regular, you wouldn't know because he doesn't talk about it. Because why would anybody talk about this? I'm just talking about to show it and make fun of it. It's crazy. But even with that, you don't feed the trolls, right? That's what I say. Don't feed the trolls. Haters gonna hate. That's right, Lewis. Haters gonna hate. Let me look at the chat real fast. Can't get rid of dark side Phil. That is the thing here. So we talk about no politics, no personal info, don't feed the trolls, which dark side Phil totally does right there all the freaking time. He can't help but to call out his detractors, ban people, live streaming ban people, which I changed my policy on that. I know as far as I go when I live stream, I have some people come in the chat and they give me a hard time. They say some crazy things. At this point, I just let them go. I let them say whatever because I'm like, you know what? Embarrass yourself. I don't care anymore. Darkseid does the opposite of that. Darkseid begs to the point to where it's ultra grimy. But yet you can't get rid of him. He even masturbated on stream. You can't get rid of him. I don't understand it. He's like the inverse of it. But does Darkseid does he have the career that James has? I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah, Mike did some racist comic strips. Yeah, he did that. But, I mean, who hasn't? And I mean that honestly. I mean, if you have like high school mentality, if you think about like your early years, especially like the 90s, you might have said a joke or said something, especially if you want to be ultra honest here, maybe play it on Xbox Live and maybe it was Halo or whatever the game was, and someone's saying some N-words to you and N-word F, you know, FAG, you know what I'm saying. It kind of goes back and forth. I don't know. It happens. You could kind of grow, move on from it, or it can consume you, you know. I think James and Mike is a good example where it hasn't consumed him. He doesn't let it. He moves on from it. Yeah, what is race anymore? The words mean nothing. They shouldn't. Actually, I'm actually, you know, I'm on the side. We had that debate before on Dead Stone podcast, the power of the word. If you take the power out, what does the word mean? I would actually like to get, I'd actually like to have a debate on that on the Dead Stone podcast, but be interesting. The power of words. What does it actually mean? You know? Anyway, let's see. Yes, you mean the show? He never did reviews. The parody editorials. Yeah, there's nothing reviewing about it. It was a joke from the beginning. Some people have to blame others for all their problems. They do. He's like a big, fat, retarded phoenix. Yes, Darkseid Phil is. He is. You just can't get rid of him. He does the opposite of this. Let's see. Don't feed the trolls. No controversy. But we talked about it. Apparently there are some controversial moments, but even with that, you would never know because of the way he handled it, right? The way he continues to handle it. Even now, with his hate watchers, and that's what we'll pretty much call them, they complain about, I guess if you guys follow Cinemassacre, you know, I guess the Screenwave guys have become part of it with their, the video game rental reviews, which I kind of like that series. I don't know about you guys. Where they sit around, they talk about, like, old movies. Like, old bullshit movies. Like, they did, Big Trouble in Little China. That was a great one. Was it Roadhouse? Yeah, Roadhouse. That was a good one. But that's what all they do. They just talk about movies. Great. Fun. I mean, I don't know what there is to complain about. Surf ninjas. Or what was that biking movie called? It's called Rad? No, it wasn't called Rad, was it? A Radical or something? I don't know. But I like content like that. It's a breakaway from the politics. It's even a breakaway from, look, I'm going to say it. There's a lot of channels that I do watch, and they frequently do this, and I do too at times, where you make fun of SJWs all the freaking time. Which I have no problem doing it. It's low-hanging fruit. It's easy. It's right there. But I also feel like when I do it, it's too easy. And maybe instead of just like criticizing and making fun of what I don't like, why don't I just talk about what I do like? You know, try to be a little bit positive. You know, Try that sometimes. I like that the Cinemassacre channel is a break from all that. Now this show has pretty much turned into a big ad for the Cinemassacre channel. Great. But let me ask you guys again. What is the big controversy? Any other big controversy? Something big, something recent. I remember when he was crowdsourcing for his movie. He crowdsourced it, didn't he? Because there was, I can't remember the guy's name. Yeah, I remember watching his videos on it, and he had a problem with the crowdsourcing thing because he called it e-begging. That was when everyone called even things like Patreon e-begging, which pretty much everyone has now. It's kind of it. You know, it's the equivalent of someone having like a tin cup or a hat when they're like performing on a guitar or doing something on the side of the street. Yeah, is it begging? Yeah, you know what's a tip jar? It's a tip jar. That's what it is. Crowdsourcing is different. It's more like kind of get together and do you support this project? Do you want to do it? Hopefully you deliver. I don't know. Arc Fiend. That's his name. Yeah. Look. People claim falsely that he stole the movie. Yeah. But he made the movie, right? So how did he steal the money? He made the fucking movie. Is the movie any good? I mean, what do you think? I mean, it's better than some of the Channel Awesome movies, maybe, sort of, kind of. I mean, it's a fucking movie made by a YouTuber. But I give him that. I mean, people shit on this guy, hate on this guy at times. Apparently, what we saw, there's a whole subreddit where it has 2K readers, yet he has a very popular YouTube channel from starting from 2006, right? As a movie out, has 2 games out, has apparently some albums out, and very few controversy that was able to navigate, get around. I think there was something with Bootsy. He was in a few videos, and people were trying to play up that he wasn't paid. But even Bootsy said he didn't mind or something. It was blown out of proportion. Like, they're just looking for any reason to burn someone down. That's what it looks like to me. And it happens to anyone. It happens to anyone who has any sort of fame, any sort of popularity. People will come to try to tear you down because they think it's fun. Okay, you just don't feed into it. That's what you do. But who do we see that does the opposite? Darkside Phil. I mean, Darkside Phil, he's still hanging around. Is it working? I guess so. But there's other people that feed into the trolls, and it doesn't work. It backfires. And think about this. Talk about the no politics thing. JonTron comes to mind. JonTron. That dude's fucking hilarious. Just the way he talks, the way he presents in his videos, he could be talking about nothing. And I just find his videos hilarious. He's a funny guy. That's just my opinion. You might think differently. That's fine. But I remember he went on a stream with Sargon of Akkad. Who else was on that stream? I don't remember. He said something. He had a debate with Destiny, right? He said some things, whatever, that it kind of bit him in the ass a little bit. So there was a hiatus. He was down for a while. JonTron's great, but he should stick to comedy. And that's, I think, the lesson he learned. It was the Destiny debate. Yep. See? I'm just pulling this from memory. My memory's not the best at times, but man, it's going down memory lane right now. Man, it's like, it feels like only yesterday. But I think, but his career's not over. In fact, JonTron is an example of, like, he was gone, right? He was gone. He took a hiatus, but yet his channel was still getting views and subs. He was just gone for a while. Took an odyssey, some sort of long trip, right? He was gone for over a year, yes. I thought he might have been dead. I even did a spoof video where I thought he was dead. And I thought I found his grave and a ghost challenged him with a Ouija board. But no, he's not dead. Good. And this comeback video was fucking hilarious. It was great. Man, talk about flex tape. He does. And see, that's the thing though. When I talk about this stuff, what not to do. People act like you make a mistake and your YouTube career is gone forever. But that's not true, man. You can rebound. It's always possible. Unless there's examples where it's not. But for the examples that there are, JonTron's one, right? Yeah, you say something crazy. Maybe take a trip off. Take some time off. You know, what if I just so happen, okay, so my wife has that face cream that she puts on to like moisturize her face. Chicks do that, right? But guess what color it is? I look at my wife all the time, I'm like, you know what that looks like, right? That would be so bad. What if she thought it was funny to take a picture and put down on Facebook? On like on my personal account. And somehow that gets leaked. That wasn't me being blackface. That was me putting on like my wife's like face moisturizer stuff. But what if they get spun out? What am I gonna do? Take a break? Have fun with it? Play it off? What am I gonna do? I don't know. Is it gonna hurt me? Maybe. You know, I think about things like that. You know, mistakes, they don't have to cost you your YouTube career, if you want to call it that. But some people, I mean, look at Pro Jared. Oh, God. Pro Jared. He got caught sending dick pics to, it was supposedly underage fans, but I don't know. He's coming out now saying that he has proof that they weren't underage and all this stuff. You know, he's giving his side of the story. It looks pretty crazy. You know, he got let go from like what was it boots? What are they called? Busty boots? Pixel boots? Pro Jared is a freak. Oh, he is a freak. He is a big freak. But, you know, he's okay. Like he will bounce back. He will bounce back. Normal boots, that's it. Now he might not get as many subs as he had before. Who knows? Maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise us. But he'll bounce back because one, he will have that resurrection story. You thought I was dead. You tried to bury me. You didn't hear my side of the story. And that's the thing, man. When these drama pieces come out, when you have, it doesn't matter if it's a woman, it's a man, when you have a scorn lover or someone on the other side, they have that hot dirt on you, they drop it. Maybe you're not very faithful. Maybe you have some problems. I don't know. Okay. You're only getting one side of the story. And it's messy. It's ugly. That shit always is. It always is. And the kids get caught in that fucking stuff just like a nasty divorce. Ooh, man. Let's give it time. Bounce back. Ice Poseidon is about to go down. That is a whole other thing. You can't come back from that. You can't come back from CP. You can't come back from that. Which, by the way, who's that Asian guy? He's all about like, talk about like age of consent. And he's all you know who I'm talking about, the Asian dude. If your biggest numbers are apology videos, then you're not sorry. Yeah, I suppose so. Well, maybe, I don't know. If your biggest numbers are apology videos, then you're not sorry. Like if you do it all the time, like if it's a routine thing, I suppose so. I know. The thing about apology videos, like sometimes you apologize and the people that you apologize to aren't satisfied and they just want to see you burn. That I'm not good with either. You know, they say never apologize. But then you have the wild card, Dick Masterson, be like, apologize. But you got to apologize for a specific thing. You can't just keep it vague. I don't know. But I'm looking at this. Like I said, and I'm reminding everybody, the reason we talk about this is like the takeaway. What works? Is there a playbook? Is there some sort of like one size fits all that will work for everybody, or is it sort of jazzy? Make shit as you go. Amos Yee, yeah, that's the fucker. He can go too, in my opinion. Like, I'm all about free speech and all that stuff, but what he talks about, that shit can go. Oh. You can be deplatformed and be like, well, sorry. Talking about CP, man. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Oh, God. Jake Paul. He should be some. Yep, I agree with that. Let's see. Yeah, Jake Paul, really sorry. He's not sorry. He's not sorry. What else? I mean, comebacks. Oh, actually, the other part I was going to get to, if you go too far. If you go so far to where YouTube flat out gets rid of you, I guess that's going too far, huh? Then you can't really bounce back. Like, if you pull the kill stream, which I think what happened to the kill stream is kind of fucked up. Now, I'm pausing here because, yeah, some of the jokes got real crazy at times. But the kill stream, if you don't remember, if I'm not aware, the kill stream, it used to be a popular podcast on YouTube. Man, it was the top nightly show. And they did a special segment called the Hill Stream where they raised a shit ton of money for kids. On that stream, they just so happened to have a debate about the Holocaust, which perfectly fine in, let's say, a college setting. I think would be perfectly fine to, as someone who used to watch debates about like atheism and religion and shit like that. Okay. Yeah, I mean, have a debate. Why not have a debate? I mean, that's one way to challenge bad ideas is through a debate. Why not challenge it? But there's certain things you can't talk about. You can't challenge. Certain things you can't ever discuss. Okay. Well, you learned that lesson. I would never entertain that debate because I know how risky it is. I know not to go there. I mean, I'm just like, okay, well. And he's gone. He was kind of asking to go towards a downward spiral. He's better off now. Yeah. YouTube doesn't like certain debates. That is true. I mean, that seems to be true anyway. Oh, it's an infra fan. The weird thing is we live in a culture now where we want the real person. That's how we connect now. Yeah, that is crazy. That is interesting. You want the real person. You want them to be real. But how real do you want them to be? And are you getting the real person? Let's say someone like Boogie, 1988. What's his number? I can't ever remember his number. He presents himself as this nice guy. But is that even his real person? He flat out says it's not. He has multiple sides. He has his Francis, where he's angry. He has his nice guy moments. It's like, okay, well then you sound like any one of us who have asshole moments. You're just playing it out in character. Okay. I mean, and like, let's say you have like, in this case, Angry Video Game Nerd, James Rolfe, and where he plays a character. He has moments where he is real. And it's very genuine in his videos where he talks about his past. Now those parts, after watching his videos, I think that's where I got the connection with him. I feel like I could bat for this guy. I don't know anything about his personal life, you know? I don't know about his kids or his wife or any of that stuff. I don't even know what he does for a day job. I think he has one. Or he does something for video work or whatever. But so I think Infrafriend has a point. There's a strength in being genuine, or at least to a point, right? You gotta find that line. You gotta find that line. Just remember that you're on the internet. While you think you're talking to a bunch of fans or a bunch of, I don't even like the word fans. You think you're talking to a bunch of friends, people who care about you. You're not always doing that, right? There's other people listening. You gotta keep it distant. Let's see. We always forget that YouTube isn't a platform for free speech. It's a business. You need to sell ads so it spreads to vlogging, and vlogging becomes disingenuous. Yeah, it's so ads, which is funny. You know, I challenge this too. So it's for ads. It's for ads. That's funny. You know who else has ads, but they also have anti-Semitic jokes and racist jokes? Comedy Central, Fox. You know, you have shows like Family Guy, shows like South Park. They're chats. Anyone else have internet or YouTube waifu? Like a channel you subscribe to only because girls are hot and don't. Oh man, I don't have one. I don't have an internet waifu. I don't think so. No. That's a good question. Not really. Can't think of any. Remember, YouTube is a business that operates at a net loss every year. Yeah, that's true. It does. So why places like AVGN and Game Grumps strive? Because they just want to entertain. Yeah, I mean, that's why. They serve to entertain. I mean, it depends on what you do for entertainment, right? I mean, there's certain examples I've mentioned. Let's say like the kill stream, and earlier in the stream I mentioned Mr. Metokur, let's say. Pretty extreme examples where their entertainment is sort of like the raunchy entertainment, where their content is talking about other people kind of in a way where you do like a Springer sort of thing, or you can say they're harsh in the jokes, but in a way that would be similar to something you could find on mainstream TV, though. You know, when I watch a Mr. Metokur video, especially when it does like Internet Insanity or something, it kind of reminds me of something I would see on like Dr. Phil, just with, you know, he doesn't always swear. He might say some things that were kind of crazy, I guess. I don't know, but he can swear. But then you have like shows that will, or channels on YouTube, or you know, like let's say the Kill Stream, or it used to be other channels that will have like, I guess, racist jokes, racy jokes, or maybe this joke, that joke that may be bad, but it would be okay on mainstream TV, huh? Or at least on cable. Interesting. Of course, AVGN, they don't have that problem. I mean, they keep their jokes to shit jokes, and I mean that's probably the safe thing to do. I mean, if you're gonna make jokes on YouTube, probably keep it to shit. Everyone can relate to shit. Keep it to shit. Keep it to, I don't know. Keep it to I mean, make jokes about yourself. I do that all the time. You know, half my jokes are at my expense. So, and I think the takeaway here is that while other platforms or other channels might try to be risky with their, I guess, with their content, like let's say like the way Family Guy does, or South Park, or Jerry Springer. YouTube, especially with its new policies, that's not even possible anymore. There's one thing we didn't talk about here that I'm surprised hasn't really nipped Angry Video Game Nerd. Swearing. The reason I mention this is because even in the videos where I don't talk about news or politics, if I cuss, it's like not ad friendly, so no ads run on it. So I'm curious. I don't know how many ads run on AVGN stuff anymore. I know he has like paid sponsors now. And I don't really know if they ever really talked about how the adpocalypse had affected them. I'm sure it had. So I don't recall them talking about it though. So I'm curious if any of his videos get dinged for I guess profanity, because it's very easy now. You can get dinged. It's yellow or red light video. I mean, jumping back to AVGN, it's easier because it isn't live. Yeah. Yeah, because when it's live, it's everything gets like as soon as I do a live stream, it's pretty much going to be not ad friendly. Yeah, put in limited status. Like I already messed this up. I was trying to not cuss. I was trying, but as soon as I said the first fuck, I was like, it's over. I might as well just cuss all the time. Game Grumps have the same problem. They talk about it. AVGN does premieres on Amazon and has direct sponsors merchandise, and that's what you have to do now. It's sad, but we live right now. How to make it now? It seems, and don't come to me for wisdom here because I'm not even making it. But it seems like you have to diversify. You have to have a Patreon that promotes you. You have to, or that supports you. You have to have merchandise, something that's good, that people want to buy, something that's your backbone, I guess. You know, like it can't just be ads on YouTube because that's not going to be enough. Maybe get your own sponsors. I mean, there's sponsors are possible. There's always a way to make money through this. It's just funny. When places like Pornhub, when porn has no problem getting ads, right? Come on. You could find an advertiser. You can now, of course, you probably can't plug a fleshlight at the beginning of your video. Maybe you could. I don't know. You'd probably be in age restricted, age limited status. Re-squeak it clean and stay with the trends, which sounds exhausting. It does. But what I think I'll say here is because YouTube's new policy on talking about other YouTubers, I was doing a show called Freak Show, and I would talk about other freaks like celebrities. I even talked about Japanese game shows. That was my favorite one. And then start talking about YouTubers. I probably, if I do future episodes of that, I'm not going to talk about other YouTubers because it's going to be a problem. Especially if they get enraged and their fan base gets enraged, they act like children. They want to, because you're talking about them, they think you're making fun of them. I mean, when I do Freak Show, I'm not being mean about it. I'm just like, man, I'm just talk about your past, what you did. Own up to it. You know, it happens. Your past is your past. Whatever. I'll just be pro degeneracy. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to be clean. I'm trying to be clean. I don't know. I don't know about that. Man. Guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, man. This has been fun. Has been great. I feel like these Mr. Deadman live things where I just talk about various topics that interest me that wouldn't really fit in the Dead Man's Tome podcast thing. That don't really fit it. They're not horror related, not writing related. It doesn't really mesh, not even news related. But it's something that interests me. It's something I think would interest you guys as well, and ladies. So I hope you enjoyed this. We talk about GameStop, talk about Angry Video Game Nerd. Oh man, remember when it was just view counts? Apocalypse killed animation on YouTube. And now algorithm is changing to kill gaming. It is fucked. The gaming streams do nothing. I like them. The Doki Doki Literature Club actually has the most views. But it was also a 3-hour fucking stream. I don't know, man. Gotta make shirts. Gotta make cool shirts. Gotta promote the Dead Man's Tome books. The good ones. The ones people want to buy. You know? Gotta diversify. Alright. The talks, too, I mean. Oh, yeah. I mean, the talks are great. I like this. I like doing this. I socialize and talk with the chat. You know, that's pretty much what this is. You got a new moderator. I do got a new moderator. One's not actually. I have 2 new moderators. One is Monica from Doki Doki Literature Club, which I don't know who that is. I don't know. I bet that's someone I know. I'm willing to bet. And then Cool Tactic is not in here right now. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this. You know, if you like it, like, subscribe, spread the word out, share on Twitter, Facebook. Everything helps. Felt like we talked about a lot of stuff. Kind of shared some stuff, especially towards the end. Ooh, man. You have a good one.